Maybe I should have had starting soon first. Um, am I live? I know I am live. Come on. There we go. I am gonna try and put the chat in here this time. What? I always forget that I get a notification that I'm going live. Hush. Oh, I have that muted already. I heard my own voice in the background and was just like, oh. Hush. Okay, pop this chat out. Pop out. I don't need that YouTube thing. Ah, yes. Okay, I remember what that is. So new. If anyone knows how to route YouTube comments into OBS, I would super appreciate it one day. Quite right. Like, I really wish the other YouTube chat would just fill into the... I don't get it. Browser. See? Come on. Oh, here we go, here we go. I thought if I changed the digiba, I struggle with this. I really don't know the best way to set up YouTube comments on here. Without just like putting it like that. I thought if I adjusted the dimensions. I'm gonna spend all this time trying to set this up and have like no one pop into the chat whatsoever. Let's do... Let's try that. That's better-ish. That's still so tiny. Now I'm playing with blending modes again. Is there a way to make white transparent in here? That's audio. Oh. Okay. That sort of worked. Chat's gonna be teeny tiny, but I'm learning. Oh, that's gonna be way too tiny for anyone to ever know what's going on. Oh well. Oh well, at least it's there. Sort of. Alright, what are we doing today? Hey everybody, what are we doing today? So we're back working live on All Nighter. I have finished the storyboard for the opening sequence of Patty running into the building. This will make no sense to people that have never watched any of the All Nighter stuff or read the comic. So this character runs into the building as the opener of like doo and collapses tiredly with their friend, and we have the two characters interact. So that's what we're doing right now. Is this is her roommate. So this is Patty and this is Mochi, her roommate, animation major and a game design major. And in this scene, it is Mochi being like, "Are you okay?" And Patty being like, "I'm tired." Mochi being like, "Do you want to go get dinner?" And Patty being like, "I don't deserve dinner." That's the vibe. So I'm storyboarding. I'm working on that as an animatic. I've added in the comic.
Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Yeah, I was on my way.
That's where we're at. So the comic does not have a whole lot for that interaction. I should have pulled the comic up first. Give me just a second. I'll open up the comic and go from there. Yeah, I've been opening a lot of stuff, so Clip Studio is like, "Hey, what you doing?" I feel weird. My hair is now an awkward length. I cut it recently, so I can use the headphones to keep it out of my face, or I can just like, but then I feel like I have a very like slicked down haircut. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff. Okay, that was probably really loud. So in the comic, the conversation is Patty walks in from off screen, hits her head on the desk, just like, "Hoppa!" And then here is, immediately, hi, Phantom. Immediately lost my place. So this conversation is, "Oh no, Patty, you doing okay?" Like all on this shot. And I'm gonna keep that, but I do want to add in like a little head bubble, like an anime, a chibi head bubble that pops in, as if this needs any more chibi-like design. But the conversation they have takes place all on this page, on this shot. That feels really boring, so I need to add a few more into that. So it's, "Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop." And then, "Oh wow, you must be exhausted. I bet you'd feel better if we took a break and got dinner." "Break? I just got here and you've been playing video games." And Mochi being like, "No, I've been playtesting my game design homework." So that's the scene I'm working on today. So we have it.
Oh, no. Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Yeah, I was.
That's where we're at. So I'm gonna stop talking about where we're at and actually get into it once I pull up some music. How is everybody doing? I don't think anyone's watching, but that's okay. If anyone ever watches this, how are you doing? Let me know in the comment below. Sorry. I really liked the Pokemon lo-fi music I played that one stream. There we go. We're getting into it. So,
Oh.
probably draw these chibis better. No, focus on moving forward. I can edit all that later.
Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Okay. I see. So we'll get one shot. So I want it to be focused in on Patty in the next shot. So maybe if the table was here. This is my really rough sketch to kind of get an idea of the framing. You know what, let me just focus in on the pose I want her to start, like, actually talking in, because I like the idea of her, like, raising her head up and being like, Let's see. Probably not terribly dissimilar to this shot, but a little more like... I don't know if my hands are going to be down for this today, but that's okay. To kind of match the, like, I'm really tired vibe. And if her hand is covering some of her mouth, I won't have to animate as much of her lip sync. Always thinking. Always thinking. So lazy. You know, I super wasn't feeling this pose or this drawing at first, but I am starting to dig it. Background. So, All Nighter is based on a little bit of, not fully, but a little bit of my experience at the Savannah College of Art and Design when it comes to Wow, my perspective is bad. A little bit of my experience as a SCAD student, and an art student in general. And I really like making the characters really relatable. I feel like even non-art students can kind of relate to this, like, well, obviously non-art students can relate to just, like, I work really, really hard, I'm trying to do everything right, so why am I so tired that I don't want to do anything at all? That's kind of the vibe for a lot of the all-nighter characters, because that's what life is a lot of the time. I really like this sketch. Okay, so there'll be some posters in the background. A little beanbag chair. Could even put some idle animation of someone sitting in that. We have a bunch of background characters. It could be anyone. It could just be someone like playing a video game back here too. So at SCAD, in the animation building, set up a little bit like a prison, where there's like a central hangout zone, and then there are like, in this circle, there's like the staircase, bathrooms, the back, and there are classrooms along up here, and in this level, like right before the stairs, there are classrooms like this. So it's a big rectangle. It's like a big looping rectangle when it comes to the classrooms. And on the end caps of the building, on one side, there's like this hangout zone that is, it had vending machines and a table or two. It had like beanbags a couple times. That's where a lot of people like would hang out when they were tired. And then on the other side, there were just like more computers. So if you're ever getting confused about the all-nighter building layout, obviously if you've been at SCAD, I'd like to think that it's very familiar. But it's just a fucking circle. So the whole building is a circle with edges. You might call it a rectangle. Why did that feel so patronizing to say? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. So maybe someone right there.
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
I love that shot. That's actually, I'm super digging that. Let me turn this music down a little. Hi, Tasha! It's so good to see you. Let's see. I can now adjust so your comment is in the right spot and appropriately sized, even though it will still not be readable in the playback. I figured out how to put comments on here even though they're not legible. I'll figure it out one day. But hi, it's good to see you. I'm working on the shot after Patty hits her head on the desk. I have all the dialogue for that. I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling a little manic this morning. Probably doesn't help. I should take my meds. Anyway, but I'm feeling productive. It's a good day. I really am liking my schedule of Tuesday, Thursday morning working on all-nighter, and I'm enjoying streaming on those days. I'd like to do it Saturdays because Ash goes to work on Saturday as well. But Saturdays are rough because Friday nights are late and then we get up at 4:30 in the morning. Well, he gets up at 4. I get up at 4:30. But here's kind of where we're at.
Oh, no. Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
Oh.
I have to do a lot more poses in all of these, but I am just trying to get the shots down. I have worked on this dialogue, this audio, to get Mochi's lines less buzzy. I'm not sure if I have that finished. I haven't checked. It's been since Thursday or I worked on that Saturday. But in the final I'll fix it. But for now.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, we're just getting shots together. I figure for this one, since a lot of this is new composition, new storyboarding, I don't need to go into all the poses yet. Who did the voices? So I have my friend Violet and my friend Bree did the voices. Violet did Patty's voice and Bree did Mochi's voice. And I think they worked pretty well.
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
Oh, wow. You must be exhausted. Oh, wow.
I think they turned out pretty good. They're at least on the same level as like me voicing Sin. Not on the same level as Caleb doing the narrator. He blows all of us out of the water. I could not imagine recasting him ever. I could imagine if I had the budget and the wherewithal of replacing myself someday, but I feel like I like doing the voice for Sin. But if I had unlimited budget, I might get somebody else to do like Sin, Patty, and Mochi, and Gabriel, but I would keep Caleb the narrator. But I think our verses, our voices
The
sound
bus
good,
came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
especially since we're all friends. We can bounce off each other pretty well.
Oh, no. Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
Oh, wow.
They helped me. It's been a couple months since we recorded lines for episode 1 when we were dubbing the comic version. Before I was like, it'd be easier to animate it, I think, and it'd be more compelling if it was just animated. So I'm using all of the dialogue we recorded a few months ago for that, which is fun. Let's see. Why is it fun? What am I trying to say? It's fun going back through because I have the voice lines for everything that happens in the comic, and I'm having to cut it so it feels better in animation. So there's like a really fun line of Violet as Patty going, "I'm tired." Don't run in the classrooms. I'm tired. But I don't think that's actually going to end up in the final animation, and it's just like, oh no. But they're also both fantastic artists. Artists? Oh, it's too early. Alright, I gotta focus up. I gotta focus. Just a little. A little at the beginning would probably be a good idea. Okay. So Patty's... When do you aim to have the animatic done? I would like to have the full animatic done. I would really like to have the full animatic finished before the end of summer. I'm doing a little bit of animation as I work towards the final animatic, just so I don't get kind of bored and bogged down. And I don't want to rush the animatic because, like, there's, between your storyboards and what ended up in the comic, there's a lot to adapt. And I want to make sure I am giving every sequence and every scene my full attention, while cutting out what doesn't fit in animation that had to go in for the comic and adding in what needs to be there for context. This has become, All Nighter has always been my passion project, but it has become, personal's not the right word because it's always been personal. It's become something that I always wanted to just like get done. So whenever I was like working on it, I would get frustrated at how slow it was going, which was one of the reasons I jumped over to the comic, because I just wanted to get the idea out there. I wanted people to be able to see it. But now that I've been doing that a while, and while it's quicker in some ways, it's not in others, it's forced me to like slow down and reconnect with the characters, and realize that if this is something I actually want to finish, I have to take the initiative to work on it a little every week, a little every day perhaps, just like chipping away at it, which has been true of, true of like the entirety of my mental health journey right now. Not to like equate everything back to like my mental health and how things have been going the past couple of years, but it's all related, right? Like All Nighter is a love story to taking care of yourself in a creative field and being able to connect that with my journey now. You know, started this in 2015, 2016, being able to reconnect it back to what I'm doing now is nice. So I'd like to have the final animatic finished by the end of summer. I'm not gonna set that deadline because I don't want to force a deadline onto something that is just a labor of love. That's a good way to go, at least not. Yeah, I think so too. Now that I'm back in school as well. Okay, so Patty's like this. Now that I'm back in school, it doesn't feel like there's as much pressure, at least right now, to like suddenly be successful when I start. That's something I've been struggling with the past 2 years, is I've been very, I'll go ahead and say I've been very bitter about how my situation has gone. I thought I would be at least minorly successful. I left SCAD with a job I thought would solve all my problems, and that I was getting away from the stuff that I didn't like living with where I'm from, and that everything was gonna be better immediately. And then everything exponentially got worse the harder I tried immediately, and I was just desperate to have like instant success in everything I did as my life kind of declined. So I think being able to work on this now is a big indicator of my progress. In therapy, we've been working on, I have PTSD, and in therapy we've been working on my PTSD and my over control. I have a problem with being very controlling of situations due to biological factors, trauma factors, just life factors. Over control is very common apparently. So being able to now work on this a little at a time without super worrying about hard deadlines has been very healing for me. So it's been nice. Sorry, that's like a whole lot of information to dump where you simply ask when I want to get this finished. The rough goal is end of summer. Exactly. It can be really, really hard to start a career, and I think that's something I find really inspiring about like your essentially TED Talks of like breaking into the animation studio. And something I admire about you as a person is, at least outwardly, you're always looking for something to do to better yourself and become a better artist. And I just find you very inspiring. I'm like laughing because I see my face like right here. I just find you really inspiring. I'm really glad to have you as a friend and to have known you at all. Sorry, now I'm getting like mushy on stream when I'm supposed to be drawing. What am I doing?
Oh, wow.
You know, I think it would be really funny to have like a stupid reaction face for like the oh wow, and then it gets to like actual mochi. Let's see. Wish other events would invite you to do that presentation. I agree. Everyone should have you come talk. It's a good presentation, and I think there's a lot to be said about kind of the state of animation right now. No, I don't want to give her like a really stupid face. I almost had her be like a sideways Muppet. But I think there's a lot of fear in the animation industry right now with like kind of this doom of the threats of AI, and it's always been an incredibly competitive industry. So because it's always been really competitive, and some of the new worries with AI and just companies being greedy, I think there can be a lot of people that don't know how to break into the industry, or don't even, even at SCAD, I didn't necessarily want to break into like big studio industry. But I was not treated well at the one small studio I got to work for. And then all of my interviews after that at small studios, like, all ghosted me. So I think there's a lot of potential coming forward, though it would always be a labor of love, in indie animation, which is what All Nighter is. It's a labor of love for me and people who have really believed in the project. I don't even know what I'm rambling about anymore. Other than that, it can be really hard to... So talks like that, that's looping back around. Talks like that are very important because it is inspiring. Yeah. I get off topic too much. Spotify, I don't need you right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You must be exhausted. I don't think it's supposed to sound sarcastic. I've been thinking about this a lot. These lines, the feeling of them will change depending on how I draw it. Because that oh wow could be very genuine of like, oh wow. Or if I make her look super sarcastic, it'll look like, oh wow. Like it's the same tone of voice. But this is where it's like, oh. How to even draw it. Let's see. She is being genuine.
Oh, no. Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
Oh, wow.
Let me start with a frame.
You must be exhausted.
I know I want her. So let me plan this out on a frame real quick. Oh, wow. You must be That's rude of them. That's so rude of them. I don't know what your funds for traveling to other universities would be. I would love to force my university to invite you, but I doubt they'd pay to help you get here, which is unfortunate. We have a lot of, so the school I'm going to, which I'm trying to be discreet because since it's smaller than SCAD, I'm not like famous or popular, but I don't want someone to watch my YouTube video and then try and find me in real life. So I'll be discreet about my new school, my graduate degree. We're not very big. A lot of people here are interested in animation, but the closest thing we got right now is every now and then someone will teach a motions graphics class. And I think that's becoming something that more colleges are interested in, is an animation, even if not degree, some animation classes, because a lot of graphic design right now is moving towards animation. A lot of graphic designers, this because I just took graphic design classes, the MFA I'm getting is technically more graphic design based than anything else, but a lot of the graphic design field wants their graphic designers to be able to animate. So that's something I find really interesting, is now a lot of places that have illustration and graphics departments want animators. They want graphic designers who can animate. Count you in. We'll talk about that. In the fall, I'm taking a toy design class. But I'll talk to, probably it'll be in the fall when I start like poking around like, hey, I've been here a while and I think I want to start an animation club. That was something in the spring that I was kind of asking about, is I was like, how would I go about starting an animation club that is basically an animation class? Kind of like what Zach was doing, teaching the Flash animation class while he was in grad school. I would really like to do something like that and get, because I know there's an interest on campus for games. I think we have a game design course. Anyway. Okay. But I'll keep that in mind as I'm trying to up my prestige. I hate that I said that. Okay, so I'm gonna map out kind of it like this. Imagine it's just like, I start an animation club to start trying to teach animation at this college. But I just end up recruiting more people to work on All-Nighter. That's the dream, but that is not ethical in any way. I just realized on my camera because I have that YouTube stuff set up the way it do. But yeah. Not funny to think about, would be super great. Not ethical whatsoever. Okay. So yeah. Yes. I hope some local conventions and stuff would get back to you. Because it's something more people want to know. So I don't know why more people wouldn't want to have you do it. Okay. So sneaky strategy. So, oh wow. Oh, I can look at myself in the, okay. So, our laptop's here. I'm gonna do some thumbnails for this. So, I can zoom in on the comic because there is some action. That's too far. And I think after this scene, at this scene, I've done the animatic before, but I don't remember. So, okay. So eventually in the comic version, she reaches out for Patty like, hey! Jesus, I'm sorry. If I did all the thumbnails the way I drew the All-Nighter characters before Kaya helped me cutify them, this would be a way different vibe. This vibe? Rancid. Oh wow. Actually, for the thumbnails, I think I'll go back to that kind of simple. Actually, select. So I can have her hands because she was just like poking up, leaning here. So I can have her hands on the desk like this with her leaning over the desk. Oh wow. Let's see. Thankfully, I have been part of several indie projects. One came out last week, and I have been releasing shots I've done. I haven't watched the Trash Raccoon one, if that's the one you're talking about. I've just seen you posting the clips on Instagram. I really want to do a video of me watching and reacting to some of the cool indie animation that's been coming out, because I really want to watch that. I've watched part of Ramshackle, but I haven't finished it. I know Sweets worked on that. Britt! Hello, Britt! Hello! But yeah, I think I super love the indie animation scene right now because honestly, not only are the ideas rivaling bigger companies, the quality is starting to rival bigger companies. You can see that with, it's kind of a mixed case right now, but like, Hell of a Boss, made by Viv, for whatever people's opinions are, obviously Has Been is now no longer an indie project because Bento Box made it for Amazon. But Hell of a Boss is technically still an indie project, because I think Spindle Horse is technically still indie. And even if you just disregard all that, there's like The Amazing Digital Circus that's come out, and Murder Robots by Glitch, and they're an indie company. And those two shows, quality-wise, oh, they rival so much stuff coming out right now. That show is fantastic. There's a lot of stuff, and there are a lot of shorts coming out right now. And shows, like I'm keeping track of when the Far-Fetched episode is coming out. That's gonna be super cool. Like there's a lot of, it's really the content and ideas and quality starting to come out is starting to rival that of companies, which I find really encouraging. Not saying my project fully rivals companies with quality. I'm just doing my best to make something fun to watch. But I think idea-wise, it still counts. I think the All-Nighter idea and brand can still, idea-wise, rival a lot of what's coming out in mainstream media. Let's see. This face? Awful. Oh, wow. It's gonna come off way more sarcastic than it's supposed to, but that's okay. So on this one, you must be exhausted. She's gonna kind of come down, kind of to meet Patty on that level. Tilt her head a little to the side. Yeah, I have had trouble keeping up with that the past couple seasons. Like the past 2 years, I've had trouble keeping up with some of that. But I love finding current SCAD students at Atlanta or Savannah and seeing what they're doing because it's phenomenal. Okay. Britt, you're new into the thing so far. So what we're doing today, I'm gonna explain it again. Because what else am I gonna do? Actually work forward? Never. That's not the point of a stream. So, I have the animatic done for Patty coming into this area. So now I have the dialogue. I've had the dialogue. Now I've edited the dialogue together of Patty and Mochi talking. And now I'm animaticing and storyboarding that out a little, fleshing it out.
Oh, no. Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
Oh, wow. You must be exhausted. I bet you would feel better if we took a break and got dinner.
Break? I just got here. And you've been playing video games.
No. I've just been playtesting my game design homework. Come on. Oh, no.
So that's the audio for this. I think that's the first time I've played the full audio. So now I'm just going through. I think it'd be nice for in the pause for her to look up. Thank you. Okay, so for you must be exhausted, I want her to be looking down. So it goes from, oh, wow. Like, oh no, you missed the bus? To looking down thoughtfully, you must be exhausted. And then like, how do I get this expression? Oof. Sometimes I draw things. End of statement. Sometimes I draw things. So, Mochi, who's been playing video games, and it's technically telling the truth, she has been working on her game design homework, playtesting. She's like, I think we should go get dinner.
Catch it at the next. So I had
Trying to remember what Patty says.
the way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you must be exhausted.
Okay. And then I think I want her to get kind of cheeky, like, hey, would you like to go get dinner? I also miss being at Monty. I miss earlier in the stream, I think I was still by myself. I kind of explained that it's like a big rectangle or a circle with corners, doing laps. I do miss that environment. I miss that computer lab environment where we can all just be sitting together working on stuff. I think that's why part of me would really love one day, in like a fantasy sort of setting, to have a studio where I could hire all of my friends and it just be like a big warehouse where we keep all the computers, and it's just we come and we work on stuff. I think it'd be neat, and I would love to, in this fantasy, have money to pay everyone to be there and pay people to live there. You know, at minimum enough to live, God forbid, enough to be successful and follow their own dreams. You know, the animation industry. My dog's dreaming. Can you hear that? He's having a little bork. Him having a little dreamy sleep. He's just like, I'm listening to Dad talk and having a great time. So... God! She looks too evil. I have to do it again. Oh. That can't be. That can't be what I leave that like. Let's see. Yeah, like being able to see what other people are doing and late night conversations was always, for me, it was always very inspiring to be in a space like that. To be able to walk around and... It is a messed up face, that's why I've erased it. Let me put some guidelines on here. I want her to have kind of this like, would you like to form an alliance with me? Kind of. That's actually a really good reference. Just, my eyes are so squinty. So squinty. It actually works really well for coming up with this pose. That's just my face. I'm sure out of all the people in the universe, Brit is one of the people that is most familiar with that, like, would you like to form an alliance with me? Would you like to print off 800 versions of this zine? Would you like to go to Target? Would you, the person with the car, like to take me to Target? There are things I miss about not being able to drive. I'm not sure if Brit's still in the chat because I know there's a delay. The answer is always yes. Best roommate ever. I think I've captured the feeling of like, would you like to? I bet you would feel better if we got dinner. Oh, my face. My face hurts from laughing. I should just start naming the streams Min Draws, and probably Tasha and Brit will show up to chat. This is my favorite part of streaming. I enjoy your kids. Good. I'm glad. So I want her to like tilt her head forward and have like these big, probably not for right there, but for like a, at the end, like really big pleading eyes. So let me, with special guest Brit and Tasha. Sorry, I'm enjoying this expression too much. That's one of my favorite way for expressions to look, where it's like really like it's almost a foreshortening effect. I think that's the intention, is it's supposed to be like a really strange foreshortening. Where the bottom of the face is so tilted away that the lip is the main bottom aspect. Like, pretend I don't have a chin. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what that would sound like out of context. Just pretend I don't have a chin. I made a little edit earlier today of, not last stream, but the stream before that, where one of my friends asked me about, like, the drama in the art commentary community, like, my stream reaction. But one day I should stop and, like, go through one of these streams and just, like, take the funniest things I say the whole time and clip them together and be like, men out of context. I think that would be a really fun video. She's like leaning over the table, so I have to... make her head even bigger. That's the thing closest. I had a... so... every now and then I snort when I laugh. I did that for the first time in therapy a couple weeks ago. And I about killed my therapist. I don't think she had heard me laugh so hard, because I was just like snorting and choking. Just having a great time. I know that's totally what happy laughter sounds like. It's like you're choking to death on the humor. Bored. Okay, so I bet you would feel better if we got, so kind of a like innocent looking up. Maybe even I can have her hands do that, like... I think about, like, this kind of pose. It's T-Rex arms, right? But laced. I think about this kind of pose when a character, like, covering their chest like this, when a character is, like, trying to be really innocent. But there's part of me that's like, that's just the inverse of prayer hands. So it's like, not saying it's an evil gesture, but there's something kind of funny about a character being like, I think it'd be a good idea, blink blink, if we like hung out and got dinner, blink blink, but it's like the reverse of... I don't know, I just think that's an interesting body language. thing that I don't think is like an intentional, I don't think it's like an intentional fun contradiction. I just think, for me personally, it's interesting to be like, don't look at me, I'm making a big heart with my hands and I'm so innocent. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I gotta stop before this starts to border blasphemous. So leaning in. Leaning back. That's an ear, not part of the hair. And then this is like a big leaning forward. That I'll probably animate the same way I do her like playing games and coming in really fast. Okay. Now that I have that, I can start
Oh, wow.
So that's the oh wow. So let me actually set this up as the table and the laptop. I'm working at the moment for the D10 special episode, which I was assigned director of because the original. That's cool. I hope that's going good for you. I like watching your kind of reels of what you've done on the D-Tunes stuff. I'm hesitant to say the only reason I know about D-Tunes or watch much of anything of theirs, which is not very much, is because I know you work on it. Like, I love watching your reels. I love watching what you've done for it, but some of those videos are not my cup of tea. So when you finish this one, I will love to check it out, because I can tell when you've touched them and when you haven't as much. And that's a public opinion I've just put out there. Not saying they're bad, just saying not normally my cup of tea. But I love watching your crying face, I'm sorry. I love watching like your reels of stuff. Is that humming coming from inside my headphones or outside? Okay. That's good to know, that's good to know. I will be super excited to see what it's like when it comes out, and when y'all start posting stuff about the fundraiser, let me know, and I'll still be happy to like retweet it and stuff. Okay. Now it's just going through and trying to make these expressions more on model. Yeah! That'd be cool. I hope the Kickstarter goes well. Like I said, I will post it a couple different places. If I have money when the Kickstarter comes out, I will probably support it. But I will not have any helpful amounts of money until August. Your head's too big. I gotta shrink it. I don't think y'all can hear that, but there's just an annoying ass truck driving by my house. Shrink her down again. No, I didn't mean to hit cancel. No. Hello? Should she be centered? What does it look like if she's centered? Stop, go away. Maybe off-center just a little bit, but not by much. Yeah, that's gonna be it. So it's, oh wow.
Oh, wow. You must be.
Let's see what I've done. Okay, so she's gonna drop all the way down. I do want to go ahead and have a frame in between these two poses. Where she's coming down. Maybe I should make it pink so I'm not confused. Because that's a pretty big move to go from like putting your hands up like 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 standing like that. I thought that would show way more of me. I am so sorry. Like standing like that to like this. Maybe neither of you caught that. Really banking on both of you working on your own stuff. And not seeing that on my camera. I'll have to remember after this is over to go through and clip that just in case. Not because anything bad happened, just because I accidentally made myself uncomfy. Nothing happened. That was just a little too much of my chest exposed for me to be comfy.
You must be.
Totally saw. Sure you did. Can't catch me. I'm just saying stuff. Oof. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream till. I'd like to say until I finish this, but I doubt it. Kind of just enjoying the chill vibe. You know, if I'm gonna have her face tilting that way, I should keep it kind of on this. Track. Excuse me. I'll have to work really hard on the poses when this is actually animatable. But right now I'm just kind of going for the vibe. Moshi doesn't have eyebrows, so I don't know why in the storyboard I'm adding eyebrows. I mean, I suppose she would have eyebrows, but they're not really a typical part of her character design. I do like the idea of this pose. It'll need some work on its silhouette. I still make the characters' heads a little too big, even by all-nighter standards. But that's okay.
You must be. You must be exhausted. You. Wow, you must be exhausted. You must be
Maybe your skirt's fluffing up a little as she comes down. Probably add a blink. I know a lot of times it's been recommended to me that when like a big move happens, it can be add some dynamic elements to have a character blink. I know Weber told me once that it's a lot more natural for a character to blink when they do their head turn, that sometimes the no blink can feel unnatural, very robotic. And while I kind of agree with that, I'm actually having to consciously blink as I'm turning my head while I'm thinking about it. It does feel natural in like a movement way, but I feel like a lot of times I just don't blink. My eyes are really thin. I think you can barely tell when I can still see you. Like, this is still open eyes for me. I can still see my smug little grin. Hurts my head to do that. I can still see. I'm going full Mr. Magoo. Okay.
Oh wow, you must be exhausted.
So this shot's coming together pretty well so far. I'm kind of digging it. Let me make sure to save. I think kind of the thumbnails behind is helpful for something that I don't have as much of an idea of.
You must be exhausted.
Can I split this clip and put this? I don't have to make a new frame every time I reuse something. That feels very like, I don't know what I'm doing, something to say, but like, I don't know what I'm doing. I learn new things about animating in Clip Studio every day.
Wow, you must be exhausted.
Okay. So the new frame.
You must be exhausted.
I want the new frame to be similar to the last one, but I don't want it to be the same. So let me don my pink again. Because I want her to kind of lift her head up and do the first, like, pretend I don't have a chin. Like, that's too big. I make the head too big every time. So I'll pull her body up. We'll start there. I'll have to do a lot of work on this shot, or whoever wants this shot will have to do a lot of work putting her body on model. I'm trying not to keep track of what's on and off model for a lot of this because I want the feeling of what's happening to come through. You know, the excuse of not just doing it correctly the first time. Oh, my neck. Yeah, because her head is becoming different sizes. I will probably, like, draw a base head and do a little, like, kind of like I did the the first draft of Patty's animation. I just did everything on model, and then I moved those, and then I animated over top of that. And while Mochi is breaking her model way more, like, I do want her head to actually be a little... OBS disconnected. That hasn't happened in a very long time. Wow. I'll probably stop streaming pretty soon. I would like to finish this shot. What's that? A bag from Target? You know, I'm also thinking about she's coming up from a different direction, that it might be interesting to have her body still kind of facing this way as she's like turned her head kind of like away. Might even be a little more natural to tilt her head. Like that. And I want her silhouette to be very clear on that face. maybe pull this part of her face up as well. Pull it back down, but like up. And then it'll rotate. Maybe readjust where her shoulders are completely.
I bet you would.
Why are you not playing?
I
Interesting that it's decided, no, we actually don't want to render this out at all. Oh, why are you there? Hold on.
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
Okay, so here, set as first. There we go. Save.
Oh wow, you must be exhausted. I bet you would feel better if we took a break and got I bet you would feel.
So this is where she's thinking about it, right? She's like, huh, what can I do to make my friend feel better? It might even be nice to have her cross over to the other side, like, so instead of this, it's more like this. So, because this movement is very like, okay, so I'm facing down this way. And like, it's an unnatural movement, right? She comes there and then is like, it's like she's cracking her neck. And I feel like some of that could be resolved by crossing over to the other side and acting from that way. So let me kind of work towards that. And let me also try and push. I think a lot of this has to do with needing to push the silhouettes more. That is something I struggle with sometimes. Okay, so right now that looks like
wow.
Whoa.
You must be exhausted. I bet.
Yeah, so she goes up. I'm trying to like mimic it in the mirror, but it is kind of a hard like, wow, I bet you're exhausted. Yeah, I think a crossover is gonna be nice. Okay.
I bet you would feel. I bet.
Back to my pink. Save. It's already 10:30. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I want to kind of... So she goes from being hunched over to up. And then I want to tilt that gravity of hers and have her hands come up. Let me go ahead and position the head. And again, it's a very unnatural position, but it is, I think it's kind of neat for the silhouette, and I'm sure whoever animates it will make it look better than whatever the fuck I'm doing right now. I keep making the head bigger and bigger, and I need to chill out. There we go. Better. I can even bring it down some because her face is squishing a little. Kind of the beginning of her posture's still facing forward, but it's kind of this beginning of like I really like this pose, at least like the really rough of it. Hi, Canton. You can tell she's up to no good, which is helping her friend with her mental health. That's the no good.
I bet you would feel better.
That's where that part ends. This is where her head kind of turns further. Her hands would come down like this on her chest. Would you trust this face? I don't know, would you? One of the things I really want, want's not the best word, but one of the things I really hope comes across with Mochi's character, the further into All Nighter it gets, because she's not, I mean, she is part of the core 4, but she's not like super important to the original 8 films. She would be way more important to the world building and kind of universe of All Nighter. But something about her character is she is, especially in the comic, labeled as the procrastinator. And I really want her character to be about how a lot of people don't think about art as real work. Like, for instance, here in this first scene, she's playing a video game. And she says here in this first sequence with her, I'm playtesting my game design homework. But visually, what people are seeing is she's playing a video game. And a lot of people don't think about how that stuff is important to a lot of the industry. For animation, it's like if you're watching an animated film, technically you're working on animation. You're learning, you're taking in media, you participating in the media you create is part of the process. And then playtesting especially is like working out bugs. It's figuring out what's wrong with it so it'll be enjoyable to play for other people. So I really want her character to come across as this like fun-loving person who doesn't care about anything, but in reality cares about a lot of things a lot. And out of all of the core characters, she has the best work-life balance. Because where Patty is a perfectionist and wants everything to be perfect, having that kind of desire to control everything about a project can cause you to want to like start over when you need to just finish it. That can be very detrimental. Gabriel is labeled as the productive by the narrator, but really he's just overworked because his circumstances require, if he is to follow his dreams, he basically has to work himself to death. That's kind of because he's working at the convenience store, he's working on his sound designs with other people. He's a little older than the main cast, but not by much. He'd be like, kind of like Derek was for us, being in his like mid-20s, late-ish 20s. A little closer to my age right now. So his character is supposed to represent like someone who's working really hard. And then Sin, of course, is supposed to just represent everyone. She gets honed in and fixated. And really, Sin and Patty make for way worse procrastinators. Sin is definitely really bad about putting things off just because she doesn't want to do them. But she's also really bad about working on things too long and getting obsessed with a process. And that's where Patty is as a perfectionist, and Mochi is simply labeled as a procrastinator by the narrator because even he does not see that what she's doing is productive. Even though in the comic he kind of acknowledges she's made play her work, he kind of writes it off as, but what is she really doing? It's not super important to the All-Nighter lore, the timeline, but not the first film, but the Halloween episode is what I imagine comes before all of the rest of the films. It's like Halloween, people are working in there, people are dressed up. And then like between, because at SCAD we finished before Thanksgiving, so Halloween was coming up close, like right after midterms into finals. So kind of the goal is like all 8 films take place those weekends between Halloween and the end of the semester. And this is the first episode. So for Mochi in universe to be play testing her homework means she basically already has the assignment finished and is just working out the bugs. So even though the narrator would like to present it as like, oh, she should, even Patty a little bit is like, you've been playing video games. Like, I don't know. I think there needs to be, I think that's a good representation of how even within creative fields, sometimes people can be dismissive of other people's work. When they're doing their work. I don't know. That's one of my soapboxes about her character specifically.
I bet you would feel better if we took a break and...
Okay, I need some more movement. So... I need these 2 frames to be like a little bit more over this way. I need her to be more moving and grooving. Can I have an idea? I like that a little better, the little bounce. Gives it a better idea of the direction. Sorry, checking my phone. I think my husband is on his lunch break, so
I bet you...
we're not married yet. And I think I want her to like, ooh, wrong one. I think I want her to come down a little bit.
I bet... I bet you would... Feel better.
Get some bounces in there.
I bet you would feel I bet you would feel. I bet you would. I bet you would feel better. Better if we.
Once I finish this sequence, I'll be done on stream today.
Oh wow, you must be exhausted. I bet you would feel better if we took a break and got. Better if we took a break and got dinner.
Yeah. One more frame. One more frame. I am really enjoying this, like, oh wow. Hey, what if we got dinner? I don't know if I'm gonna end up animating this or if someone else is gonna want this shot to kind of ham up that cheekiness. But I'm actually really excited about how this shot's going. Overlap it a little bit. Okay. And now we just gotta throw everything out the door because this is gonna be... What is that? Is that dab? Is that a dab? She's gonna come in close, and it's gonna be mainly eyes. And her face is gonna be foreshortened a little bit. Foreshorten that face a lot. Put her nose here. She looks a lot like Sin. Hold on. Please, would you like to get dinner? Like, I'll want to do really dramatic eyes for this. I also need to, this is semi-unrelated, I need to do a logo for All Nighter, because that, I've been working on one a little bit, but I really am struggling coloring it. The animation zine that you sent, Tasha, that I want to enter requires a logo, and I'm like, what? Ash made a custom font for All Nighter that I used to put the lettering together, and I really like how that part looks. I'll send it into chat a little later. But I'm at the point where I'm trying to color it, and I'm struggling. I'm trying to figure out how to make the body look cute and foreshortened. Oh yeah, I was in this thing, she's got her hands up like this. Because she's gone like, And you know, I bet I could have like the background fade away for like a kind of glittery anthology of artist scene. That'd be super cool. I've been wanting to participate in more zines. I bought back around Christmas a Yu-Gi-Oh! Merrick and Bakura zine for Ash and myself because we both like Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. It was all ship fan art and some not safe for work as well. But I was like, damn, I've been so active in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom off and on. I should have participated in this and had some of my art in here. So I really don't want to feel that kind of regret again. Okay. So she's gonna come in. She's gonna come in hot. She's gonna bounce in.
Break?
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 Okay, so this, somewhere around here would be the last display frame. So let me pull in...
Break?
Got dinner?
Dinner!
Got dinner?
Break?
Okay. So that shot could honestly linger a little longer. I might have to re-time out some of the audio for that. That way there's more of a pause there, but I could do that in After Effects. Like, I could do that after most of the animation is finished. I'm trying not to... One of the things that happened with the first one is when I had the timing finished, it was really hard because I had done all the timing and I had set up the shots, and the music in some parts was a very specific amount of time. And there were a couple of times that Kaya wanted to extend scenes, but all the music and everything had already been timed out, and we didn't really have time to fix that and space that out. That's one of the things about doing it right now this way, is I'm trying to allow myself more time to like focus on the animation. If things would be funnier or land better extended, having the flexibility to do that. So that might be a shot with Mochi's face like this that lasts a little longer. I might add in a little like really big, but we'll see.
Oh, no. Hey, Patty. Patty, you doing okay?
Yeah, I was on my way to pick up dinner, but the bus came early, so I had to book it to catch it at the next stop.
Oh, wow. You must be exhausted. I bet you would feel better if we took a break and got dinner.
Break?
Yeah, because it would be really cute if she came in like that, and then after dinner, there was like a blink blink scent. Like, I feel like that would feel very charming. But we're gonna stop there. Gonna stop there for today. Stretching. Oh, stretching. Thank you, Tasha and Britt, for... Let me go back in on this. Thank you, Tasha and Britt, for joining me on stream again today. I feel very productive. I might work on this a little more. Might play some Stardew Valley. I've been wanting to play more of the new update. We'll see. I'm really selective on what I should enter, and even then, the fandoms I'm on don't have much zine running, or I miss the deadline. You have a good day. That's real quick. That's also something, is like, I tend to be pretty selective about what I do, but also I never expected Yu-Gi-Oh to have a zine, and I saw it happening and was like, I should do that, and then I didn't do it. So I would like All Nighter eventually to be popular enough where we can do like a yearly zine, like a year in review. I think that'd be fun. I am working on, did I bring one with me this time? I'm working on new like buttons and stickers that eventually, when I have enough, I want to mail out to people that have been really supportive over the past couple of years, including, sorry for the spoiler, including like you, Britt and Tasha. I'd really like to get something together, but I've had trouble like getting those things together. Maybe someday soon. But that's gonna do it for today. Thank you both for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.